Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you are having a fantastic week. Welcome to today's FTX Full Perpetual Scanning List, brought to you by FTX and, of course, TRADERCOBB. You can get your 10% discount link on your trading fees for your FTX account in the link below, as well as finding much more content there that you can join. We've also got a free TRADERCOBB Discord group now. So we've got the free Become a Trader course. Go do that. And then you can ask your questions in the free TRADERCOBB Discord group. We do a lot of free giveaways, or not giveaways, but we do a lot of free stuff to help you become the best trader you can be. Okay. Welcome to what has been a relatively slow couple of days. So the talk of the town. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching this, if you have any questions or anything, please, there is an option there to, type in your goods and let us know if you have any questions throughout this scan. More than happy to answer them as we go. So it's been a pretty slow couple of days. We did see the market come off quite heavily. That was a couple of days back now. Pretty much 3 of the 6. We're on the 9th here in Australia. And it was really the breakdown of that support. Now, did it come as a surprise? No, not at all. Why? Well, because we're in a daily downtrend on Bitcoin. And second to that, the support level here was setting up quite nicely. I was stalking. This was, I think, Monday. Or it might have been. No, it wouldn't have been Monday. It would have been Tuesday. I didn't do the scan on Monday because I was moving. We saw this build up in this, support levels on many different markets. Many different markets. Oh, hang on. Why is my chart not showing? Oh, hang on. Give me a second. I got to work out why this isn't working. It was showing in my test. Why isn't that working? Let me find which monitor it is. Okay, give me one moment. Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to work out which screen I'm on. It's not that one. Why is it only showing that one? It's not that one. It's got to be that one. There we go. Okay. I don't know why that did that. It was already on primary, but now we're back up. You guys can see my screen now, correct? Sorry about that. I've got no idea why that happened. In the test, it was all working, but I believe you'll be able to see that again now. Just give me the heads up. It's showing up on my test screen here. Just making sure that you guys can see it. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, so there was a whole bunch of levels of support that were building up. OKX was one of them. OKB. I'll show that to you just quickly now. And unfortunately, we had this really weird sort of spike and whatnot carry on across the market. And you'll see it on Bitcoin as well when I show it to you in just a second. But have a look at this. Same thing. Look at the 8-hour here. We were building in really nicely into some support running through here. And I was keeping a very close eye on that for a potential short. Then we saw this big out of control candle. Then the move occurred. Then obviously yesterday OKB shot back up. But the same thing happened here on Bitcoin. If I show it to you on the 1 hour, just a really weird series of buying and selling. Like we shot up 1.6, I think it was. Yeah, 1.6 and then back down 1.7. Just sort of ruined a lot of charts. So it's made the week, I won't say it's a slow week. I mean, look, it is a slow week, but it's not slow compared to weeks prior. We haven't had a great deal of phenomenal trends. And the other thing is as well is that as we've pulled back up and in, because the drop happened so instantaneously and failed to continue, we do have a lot of divergence on some of these higher time frames. So it's been a little bit slow, and we're going to have a look across the whole perp scan list in just a moment. But when it comes to Bitcoin right now, look, the question really is on everyone's lips: what's it going to do around this 19,500? Because that's the spot we broke down. Is it going to act as resistance? So far, it has or will we see the market push up through there? And with the fact of the matter is, with there being so much divergence on those higher timeframes and not that much clarity, it really could go either way. Yes, the momentum is down, the daily downtrend is in place, but crypto can do all sorts of very, very strange things, as we know. As it stands on Bitcoin, I'm not looking for any trades at this moment in time. Let's hit the perp list here. And by the way, if you do like this content, please do like, share, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so that you are alerted when I do go ahead and do these. Okay, so let's go through the list. I got a short here on 1 inch yesterday. It did not hit 1-to-1. I did get stopped out. Not worried about saying that because it was a damn good trade right here. It got so close, you know, within a whiskers, and then it turned and went back up. At the current point, there's nothing for me of interest there. Now, what I'm going to be doing today is really focusing on the best of the trends. And there are not too many from my scan this morning. But let's see what we've got, because at these stages when the market is in that consolidation period, which a lot of them have, it's really important to be focusing on those good trends. Now, Cardano has a trend, a higher low and a higher high. The problem that I've got is that it's not really followed through too much. What I said this morning to my live trading floor members in my Discord group is that I want to see this market push on higher today. And the only reason I'm saying that is because if we push on higher, we're going to have a lot more charts with 30-minute cyclicity, as we see here. Now, Cardano did have a good push out. Look, we've got a higher low here, higher high, pull back in. It's pushed out again. That 10 a.m. candle really being a deliverer of upside momentum. I want to see this now continue, and that's when I will start to look at these lower time frames for my trading opportunities. If I don't have a 4-hour uptrend, I will not be dropping to those lower time frames. So that's my focus right now, is to be looking for those 4-hour or higher time frames. Adventure Gold is in an uptrend here on the 8-hour. As you can see, a higher low, 1 higher low, 2 higher low, 3 higher low, and then a very strong move up, pulling back into that cradle zone now, and that's why it's in the list. I'm going to make an FTX list, and it's going to be green for all of you guys. So Adventure Gold goes into my list. Didn't like it on the 4. I do like it more on the 8. Alchemix just not really got much going on with it there. Again, Algo moving very well for the 3rd day in a row. Check out that support it's come off. Found that support, and it's still got a bit to go to get itself into a daily uptrend. It wouldn't be a great daily uptrend unless we saw a much more significant move. But 3 days in a row where we have moved higher, and from the low on that 3rd day, we're up about 12% or thereabouts. There is a higher low on the 4-hour, which means that there is and a higher high, sorry, which means that there is an uptrend. So now I work my way lower. I don't mind this on the half-hour. If this was to pull back in for a cradle in here, for those that have done the Become a Master course, maybe drawing some fibs as well, that's going to go into the list. So a good start already. And the reason it's a good start is because we are seeing some upward momentum, like I was suggesting just a moment before. So hunting the 4-hour, really watching that 4-hour, trying to find something that has a decent trend to work with. Ape has a decent trend to work with to the downside. Again, one of the problems that I do face is that, yeah, I can look at this and say, okay, we are convergent, but you go to the 16 and it's not quite as clear a picture. One of the things that I teach is if it's not clear, it's not there. It just keeps you out of that whole mental turmoil of what should I do, how should I do it, all that sort of thing. So I'm leaving Ape alone. Look, there is a little bit of a pullback. It's not a very pretty one. I think we're going to find better options. We've got better options out there already, and I'm not the sort of person that suggests to trade based on taking the best of a bad bunch. Take the trades that work for you, that are really good trades. Don't settle for second best. All right, let's go AVAX straight to the 30-minute. Okay, we're carrying through all right. The 1 hour, oof, that's where it gets weak. The trend is not very good. We go to the 4. You can see that there is a higher low, but it's not really what I'm after there on AVAX. Let's keep moving through. I'm not going to stop until I see an uptrend on the 4. My plan is very, very clear. It is very simple, and it is what I will be sticking to today. I've got a bit of a trend, or sorry, it's got a bit of a trend here on BAT, but not really got that bouncing ball effect just yet. If it did pull back into the cradle here, we would have only just taken out those highs. I'd like to see BAT move on a little bit further in this current move it's having. Then I'll buy a pullback if the trade sets itself up for that. Excuse me. More uptrends required. Now, for those that saw a flat level here on BSV, you'll see it right here. There is a bit of a level, but there is also above it some resistance running through here and a bit of a region through here, and there's not really that much of a trend. So these are the reasons why I'm leaving it. Oh, excuse me. Okay, Cello. Now we have a higher low to higher high. Again, it's not the greatest of trends, but it's there, and it allows me to drop to the lower time frames to see if there's anything. Oh, it's not really pulling back very nice. I like this. Pull back, move on. I wanted to see it pull back a bit deeper, perhaps. Move on. It's not really got that bouncing ball effect at this stage. I'm going to leave Cello. Celsius I was looking at earlier for a potential short. It's now since moved too far through. That candle was not traded. It was too large. Yeah, there's not much I can do with that at this stage. Once again, the lows being taken out are only being taken out mildly, only just. Chromia can be left. That is sideways, compound sideways. Got to get a little bit more liquidity there on cream for my liking. We'll check Crow just quickly since there is a 4-hour uptrend. Here we go. Let's have a bit of a sticky beat here. Higher low, higher high. Nice clean pullback. Beautiful pullback. Love that. As a matter of fact, let me just, what time was that? Oh, okay. 5:30 a.m. I was awake then, but I certainly wasn't trading. Okay, yeah, a little booster maybe there. Either way, look at this. We've come back in. We've moved. Didn't make a new high, but a clean pullback to a new higher high. In all honesty, I'd like to see Kronos move further up. You know, continue this run to extend itself out a bit further. Then that next pullback, if it does that, then I'm an interested party. If it does not push higher before that pullback, I'm likely to stay out. And keep in mind, at the moment, the market, we're going to go higher, we're going to go lower, don't know. So without that real confirmation of direction, this is why I work the lower time frames. When we've got markets that aren't really confident of what they're doing, when we broke down through that support on Bitcoin and many others, I thought, you beauty. Here we go. We've got some downside. We might see some trends continue. We might see Bitcoin continue to slide. But it was a single candle that pushed us down through that. And since then, we've been grinding our way. Well, we've had one candle that pushed back up, and now we're grinding again. What I want is longer term consistency in trend. What I haven't got is longer term consistency in trend. So it allows me then, or it forces me to a certain extent, to move down and use the 4-hour as my major time frame. Because that's looking pretty average now. Because there's more data that comes up based over a shorter candle close. As in the 15 minute is going to have a lot more candles and a lot more potential for trend than what the 4-hour is for obvious reasons. All right, let's jump down here to Elrond. Check that 15 out. Not a major lover of that either. Again, just lacking a little bit of cyclicity. I say the word a lot. I know I get sick of saying it just as much as you get sick of hearing it. But the fact of the matter is that this is how I trade. This is what I do. Let me get rid of these Fibonacci levels. Ethereum name service. Would have been nice if it pushed a bit further up. I'll say that much. Not interested at that at the moment. See, if it comes back into, say, the middle of the cradle zone, there's not really much to solidify that. I'm going to leave it in the other list, but I'm not going to add it to a list right now. It's just not doing what I would hope for it to do to be a good one. Actually, no, I'm just going to take it altogether. It's just not providing me what I need. How have you guys been this week? Many trades or fairly subdued? I haven't had very many trades. I've scanned the market each day, but I've been moving house. So yesterday was my first day really back at the charts for the week. Ooh. Phantom with the lower high. And this is what I'm talking about when I said the market just fell, and since then it's been pretty grindy. We saw this big seller candle across the board. Since then, yes, with regards to Phantom, it did push a little bit lower. It came back in. This is the area where I was stalking my short positions. The problem is that it has not eventuated. Now we've got the potential for a higher low to a higher high. It's going to make the 8, the 12, and the 16 all a bit messy, a bit unruly. I'm not interested in trading a chart that doesn't give me a high probability. No, again, the focus here, ladies and gentlemen, is trend. I am looking for, again, trends that are cycling, that have a good cyclicity, but also are valid. Little bearish, well, it's not the smallest of bearish candles, didn't really do its thing. I'm going to leave that alone now. Moonbeam, there's nothing there. I'm not looking to go long into what could potentially become resistance ahead. Something that's extended out a little bit further is what I'm after. So again, when I say a little bit further, higher low, higher high only just, I want to see it have carried through. Bobby, these last few weeks I've had 3 successful long trades with profits taken and 1 stop out. They're pretty good odds, mate. Well done. Interesting, isn't it? You know, they've been long. It's felt like bear, but your trades, you found uptrends, you took your trades, you got your profit, and I'm stoked for you, mate, because you definitely do put the work in the community. I can see you there every single day doing your thing. You deserve every bit of success that you can get your hands on, mate. And once these markets start to give us a bit more trend, a bit more cyclicity, a bit more momentum, probably, not just these big sell-off and then big buybacks. We want to see consistency. Once we get those conditions back, man, you are going to absolutely kill. Trade what you see, mate, not what you think. Big time. No, you're good, mate. You've put the work in. You continue to put the work in. It's no surprise you're getting rewarded. Typically, that's the way it goes. Oh, congratulations. Speaking of getting rewarded, congratulations to Stephanie Gilmore. I know she's not watching, but I'm so stoked to have woken up this morning and to know that we have a world title in surfing in Australian hands yet again. Excellent stuff. Oh, man, that made me happy. Very stoked on that one. G'day, Matt. All right, there's nothing there enough on IOTA for me to dig any deeper. So again, sometimes these scans take a lot longer because there's a lot more to look at. In the case of what we've got currently, just going through this, there's not much happening. The markets have been very, very quiet since that fall. I mean, when I say very, very quiet, I mean, yes, there's been movement. We went down that, whatever it was, 4.5%. Then we went straight back up into, and then after that, it's been a bit, how you doing? But it's not been very good for the trading side of things on the higher time frames. Kilo Dow. Let's check this 2-day. Well, there's that support. We've definitely gone through it. It's not the most inspiring of charts, I've got to say. Am I going to short that? That's really the end. That's the only question that I really need to be asking myself. Would I take a short here? My stop would need to be up there if I were to follow the rules. Entry down here, which would make it a relatively large candle. With the daily, yeah, look, I'm not here to risk my money. I'm here to have highly probable trades and manage that risk. So when I say I'm not here to just risk my money, what I mean by that is, of course, I'm going to take risks, but I want them to be risks that I'm very comfortable with taking, and that's going to depend on the conditions at the time. As boring as it may be, ladies and gentlemen, the best traders. This is not me saying I'm the best trader. No, the best traders that I know, they know when to stay out, and that's been the focus of my trading for probably the last at least 8 years now. Is when to be out of the market, when to stay out, and when to get involved. And at the moment, it's not a market-wide trends at the moment. We're going to be very selective with what we find. And that's why we're focusing on these 4-hour trends, because most of the dailies are a little bit confused right now. Too thin there on media. What the heck's going on with Lunar Classic? That's a wild one, eh? Actually, I can't really look at this because we go low, high to low, so we don't really have a good one there. The trampoline tack metaphor. Yes. Yes. Wait for your mum to sweep them off. If you don't know what I mean, well, I don't know if I did it on the scan here or was it in the Discord group, Bobby? I can't remember. No worries, Bob. Looking forward to getting back on another session, mate. Just trying to work out when. Very clean pullback here. Look at that. That would have been a nice little profitable move. When was that? 8:30. Again, yep, that was this morning when I was ferrying my kidlets off to school. Nothing there for me at the moment. That was in the group, was it? Righto. Nia. Okay, so Nia's interesting. Messy through here, but there is a bit of a higher low to higher high. A couple of really strong days there. Now we're running into a region. Now, it's not the most exquisite level full stop, but it is there. It's a bit of a region. It's more of a region than an actual specific point. Not really a trend here on Neo on the 4. But I'll look at the 1 hour and see if there's anything. No, it's not delivering on that front. Okay, B. This was the one that I told you about before. We're stalking a short here. And then in one fell swoop, whooshka. Now, I do know that it was pointed out yesterday by a couple of members in the Discord group, this little bearish candle here, and you would have got some profit, or you at least would have got 1-to-1 before it ripped you out. And this is the issue we've got with the market at the moment, is that we do start to see some, cyclicity, some trend, some workable market conditions, and then we see something like this, and it just wipes it out. It takes that trend, and when you get it like this, yes, sure, there's a higher low and a higher high, but look at how fast that occurred. It's got to settle down. It's got to get into this rhythm. This is a rhythm that I like. This is what I mean when I talk about cyclicity. Swinging like Tarzan from tree to tree. This is just like the atomic bomb. Now we've got to wait for the fallout and then pick up the pieces afterwards, rebuild that trend. So it wipes them out for quite a while when you get that big choppy, hoo-ha. Ontology, I'm not going to touch. There's not a clear enough high or low on the 4. OPP, you know me. I'm not into it. People, no. Perp sideways. Okay. Police. The police. The poly. Very, very thinly traded market. It's not going to be a market where my money will be going. Spike up. It's because it's so thinly traded over. Each one of these represents a 15-minute time frame. Now, maybe there were trades that occurred at that price, but price did not change at all, or there was no volume. Either way, it's not something that's going to be tradable for me because the liquidity is too low, and that therefore increases your risk because your stop loss may not get hit at the level that you suggested for it to be hit. Render, that level can now disappear. Ron, not much there. Geez, it's a very slow. Come on, just go up. Just move higher. Give us those 30-minute, trends. Give us those 30-minute trends. That's all I need. Well, if we need 4, then we can work ourselves lower. But a lot more of these 4-hour trends will be workable if we can just get a bit more buying. Again, Serum ecosystem a little bit thin there for my liking. Shiba, I'll leave. Shit, Pep. I'm going to go back to that. Why? It's not a clean high low, but it is there. So it allows me now to investigate if there's anything down here lower that I like. I think the 1 hour is probably going to make this look a little bit ick. And I'm certainly not the sort of person that will say, oh, well, there's not much out there, so let's just trade these ones. No. There will be some days where there's not a lot of action. Well, then don't be, step down from battle stations. If that's the case, I like this. I do like this. Sustained, higher low, higher high. It's there, it's clear. 4 hour. There's a little pullback there, so that ticks the whole 4 hour to go lower thing. I don't like the 15 as much. And the reason I jump around the different time frames is to try and find what is the trend that is producing the best looking trend, as in the best looking price action, I should say. So here we have the 30. If this market does come down into this cradle zone, then I am very, very keen to see if I get a trade off of that or in that region. Now let me just do something that I don't normally do on these FTX scans. Not there. Okay. I'd love to see it down around the 61.8 though. A little pullback into there, that certainly would be worthwhile. That's probably, dare I say it, Solana, the best chart there that I've seen thus far. The daily's not with it, but the momentum at the moment, the short-term momentum is. And at this stage, that's what I've got to work with, and I'm more than happy to do that. I like trading the lower timeframes during periods of uncertainty like we're seeing at the moment, because it means that you can be in and out relatively quickly. So it means that you can also, even if the market does go and do a big swing and a change, there's still the potential for me to be able to take profits out of that move. And that's all I'm really here to do. Yuck. That's yuck on the lowers, yuck on the highs, yuck, yuck, yuck. Bounced, yep, it's moved, but it's not very nice looking, is it? That's a little bit how you doing. A bit howdy doody. However, if it came back into here, would I be interested? Well, I'd be interested in knowing what it looks like. So yeah, I'll pop it in. The only concern that I think I've got, it looks like it might be a little bit thin, but maybe it just looks a little bit, see, this looks a little bit blocky. The liquidity doesn't seem too bad at the moment, but it'll be the 30-minute that I'll be keeping an eye on. So a couple more being added in the lower letters of the alphabet. Again, here's another one. I spoke before about my desire for the market to move higher, even just short term, because we've got this higher low, got a higher low here, pushing on, extending that trend out is going to open it up for us to actually get some good trends to trade. So if we do see the market start to move a little bit later in the day, definitely a very good idea to come back and take another look. Now let me just have a look at this. Now I did not take this trade, but there's a little cradle down here. I did speak of it at the time. I can't remember if it was in Discord. Yeah, you don't miss stuff if you're in the Discord group. You've got myself and all the other gang in there. But that at the highs was about a 17 to 1. Now, of course, we're not there now. To where we are now, what's that? 10.5 to 1. It's been a while since I've had a 10.5 to 1 trade. I certainly would like one. You risk $1,000, you're making 10.5. If you don't scale out, of course, that adds to it. If you scale out, you're taking half the position off. But yeah, and you'd still be in. That's been a really strong mover. A lot of visual upside. Let's see if the percentages actually match up with it. Not really. 166. It looks like it's moved so far. It has. I mean, it's come from a height. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Nothing there for me there. True. Very sideways. Same here with Tron. Yeah, nothing of interest there. And Tron's a good example of what I was saying before about the cyclicity lacking and the commitment to any trend. Look at it over here. We tried, we had a higher low, we failed, then we get into a downtrend, one candle. So we got a lower high here, bam, downtrend, and then sideways, and back up, bam, one candle, sideways. These are the reasons, or this is the reason why I am working those lower time frames. Until the higher time frames start to open up and give us a little bit more juice, it's going to be the lowers. I'm not concerned about where I get my trades. Just be careful as to what you're doing. Don't let FOMO or don't psych yourself out. If you need a break, walk away. Monero. Grinding. Let's see. Too much grinding. What I mean by grinding is, look, we're just grinding. There's no, up, down, up, down, up, down in a nice cyclical fashion. XRP has an uptrend. If anything, it's probably already set itself up. There was the pullback here. There is the move. Okay, it's already over. Moving on. Tezos. Not really an uptrend there on the 4. It did have decent cyclicity. Look, up we go. Pullback. Uptrend now set. Bullish candle in the cradle. Nice move. Profit. Bullish candle in the cradle. Nice move, profit. The thing is that because this shot up so quickly and pulled back so hard, we're only just taking out these highs now. What's it look like on the 15? Oh man, what time was that? 5:15. Northern Hemisphere, gentlemen and ladies. Sounds weird when you say it that way. Couple of opportunities there, wasn't there? This one, probably the better one after this really nice run up, and then it straight back in. Hang on, just for my... Yeah, no, it's not going to cut the mustard. Okay. Yeah, really nice on Tezos. A couple of opportunities there. Now, look, I will keep an eye on that. If it can sort itself out and get a little... And the 15's okay here too, by the way. The 15, I got no problem with this on the 15. It's having these clean pullbacks. I'm quite okay with it. Yes, on the 30, when we look at this old high over here to here, it doesn't look quite so good. When we drop to the 15, it's almost like the whole trend's reset. Because look... if you look at this, we look at how the MACD's changed. Here we have a high, higher low, higher high, okay? It's been divergent on these highs. Now it's starting to carry itself back into the land of convergence. Therefore, there is the potential that I might just see something later on in the session. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Of course, it is having a pretty stellar run to the upside over the last couple of days. Yearn can be left, Zcash can be left. Can I just say, remember when Yearn had a higher price than Bitcoin? And there was a lot of talk about that. Well, it's been a long time. It has been a very long time. I think it was Yearn anyway. I was like, yeah. And then Bitcoin just sort of melted faces and does what Bitcoin does when it does it. It's not doing it at the moment, though, I'll tell you that much. Again, a prime example of, you know, we do have the high lows, we do have the trend set. Nice little pullback in here, would have been profitable. I want to see now this step out. Moral to this scan, the thing that I'm waiting for is for further upside. Let's get these 30-minute and 15-minute trends really cranking. You know, that's what I'm after. Without a doubt, that is what I am after. We've got a few options on. We'll double back to those in just a moment. Quick look at the 15. Is there cyclicity? No, I'll leave that. And Chile. Having a strong day there today is Chile's. We're back to Bitcoin, which is up now 0.63%. The big number we're waiting for is to get through 19,550, really, or are we going to find resistance there? I'm going to jump into our green list and show you what we've got. We've actually got a little bit more than I thought at first glance. 8 hour here on Adventure Gold. A pullback into the cradle zone has occurred. That could have been traded as a bullish candle. I'm preferring to wait a little bit more if we can get a little bit more out of it to the downside, which means that I'm probably going to be waiting into the evening. On to our lower time frames now. We've got Algo, which keeps pushing on. A wee little pullback into the cradle zone, just looking to follow what has already happened. Plan your trade, trade your plan. This is part of it, is planning out what you're going to do and what charts you're going to do it on, given what we have in front of us at the time. A clean pullback into here, whether it's a booster or a cradle, I'm open to both suggestions. On to Crow. Look, I prefer to have my watch list trends that I'm actually stalking trades on. Not where I've got to go, okay, it needs to now move higher, then pull back in. I'm going to take Crow out for that reason. I want something that is presenting me with an opportunity, perhaps in the not too distant future, based on that time frame. Solana, I'd like to see it come back into this cradle zone without having too much of a lower high here. The trend is there. The 1 hour is there as well. It's the 30-minute that this is trending on best. A clean pullback into here would be something that I'll be considering. Onto Swipe, it was a 30 because we do have these higher lows. Again, coming back in, we need that pullback. If we don't get the pullback, we need to run on again and then that next pullback. And finally, Tezos here, probably looking quite good here on, what's Pulse Zen? This is Pulse Zen, Dan. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, look, I'm just curious as to what we get here with Tezos, because look at this. The cyclicity is not being great, but the moves have been. The tradability has been good. If you took this one over here, you trail your stop to there, you would have got 1-to-1 quickly, trail your stop to here, trail your stop to here, and now you're waiting or possibly taking a little bit more profit off the table. I'm open to it because it has been on a really good run. It's got momentum. Whilst it doesn't have a daily trend, all right, actually, no. Well, it doesn't have a daily uptrend. It certainly has momentum. And that's all I really need to be able to make money is I need momentum. Obviously, I need to know what I'm looking for, what I'm doing. But that's part of what we do here, right? You're learning how to read the markets, particularly aimed at the cradle strategy. If you want to know more, guys, just hit TRADERCOBB.com. And like I said, jump into our Discord group. Absolutely free. It's just TRADERCOBB. So go into Discord, type in TRADERCOBB. I believe the link to the Discord group maybe in the description below. If not, I'll certainly make sure that we get it put in there, as to his Become a Trader course. So free Discord group where you can ask questions following on from doing the Become a Trader course. Have a fantastic weekend, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bit wet and windy here, but it's going to be a good one. I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Thank you very much for your time. Please hit the like button, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Bye for now.